calling it forth, baby. And when that comes in, I'm going to say, yes, I will. So basically, it's just you put out a vibration. You know what you want. But you're not frustrated and depressed because it's not here. Because when we vibrationally go into that depression place, it is like tying an anchor to your neck and jumping off a boat. And you're going down. And you are going down because you're choosing that. So the first step in liberation is to get that freaking anchor off your neck and stop being a victim in any way, and to really start listening and tuning in with Source. Start to come together. Like, I'm being called to start this sacred women's circle, the sacred sisterhood circle. And since I got the inspiration to do this, I got an amazing feedback of all these women that are like burning with desire for this to happen. And it's because it's happening on our planet. It's happening in us. And it's time for us to step in. And I, as the leader of this circle, and my intention is to really draw these people in that are ready, these souls in, and help bring their magic to the surface, to help pull our spiritual medicine to the surface so that we can share it with our community. We can share it with our planet. That's what we're all here for. So really stop seeing yourselves as being alone and start connecting. Start going to workshops. Start going to events with beings who are of high vibration, because being in their presence will totally change your life if you're open to it. And staying in the isolation of your own house and depression, it's not helping you. You've seen that. You've been doing it a long time. And the biggest part of that test will be to leave what you know. So many of you are so comfortably uncomfortable. It's what you know. Suffering and struggle, I know that. I know what to do there. And this is why you stay, because it's what you know. Source is calling us all to step into the unknown, to take steps, to take risks, to go into uncharted territory, because our soul hasn't been there yet. And it's why it's so burning inside of you to go there, because we are ready to evolve. That is what brings our soul joy. Our soul loves evolution. It loves to move and flow. And the human conditioning is to be attached and to be controlled and to be labeled. That is why so many in society suffer. I don't care what your job is, what your title, if you're the president of the United States. I don't care. If you are not letting your soul evolve and flow with freedom and truth and liberation, you are creating suffering for yourself, and most likely will start to project it upon others. That is why so many leaders that are out of alignment will project this on the younger generations and then cause them to go fight their wars because they're pissed off. We've got to start waking up. And the thing is we can't just be mad at those people that are out of alignment. We need to be in our power, and we need to stop enabling it. You're going to feel amazingly powerful every time in the next week. I just totally challenge you and encourage each of you in the next week, anything that comes your way that feels out of alignment, say so. Call it out. Speak to that person. What was your intention? Why did you just say that to me? Do you realize how that felt? What is your vibrational intention? And if someone's trying to manipulate you and trying to talk you into something you don't want to do, no, I'm not doing it. Well, then I'm not going to like you. I'm not going to be your friend. Awesome. Good luck to you. I don't really need friends like that. Stop caring so much about what others think of you to the point that you attach. And you watch what changes for your life. I'm telling you. And they're going to say you're crazy. Be open to that. Like, be open to people in your world that said they loved you, judging and lashing out at you. Don't expect it, because I don't want that for you. But if it happens, just celebrate the fact that you are a warrior and you're in your power, and that you have nothing to prove, no one to prove anything to, and nothing to answer to, because you are free. And that freedom is going to frighten some people that are not used to that. And it may challenge those around you who are used to controlling you. So don't worry about what they do with it. You be more concerned about what you feel about them. So this is where we get ourselves in trouble. We so care about what people think about us. We're in aligned living. When we're in the land of alignment, I'm looking out of the eyes of, where is it vibrationally that serves me? How does this human make me feel vibrationally? Does this feel loving? Why are they trying to control me? I don't really need that. that's how I live, and that's why I don't get in those situations anymore. But when I was younger, I was looking out of the eyes of, what can I do to get that person to like me? Maybe if I did this, they'll like me, and then they'll appreciate me, then they'll accept me. Totally different way of living and totally crappy experience. I lived that for most of my life, and we don't need to do that anymore. And I promise you, if you stop doing that, you are going to feel amazing, and you are going to feel
amazing. That's
beyond words. And that is what I'm here on this planet to inspire, and everyone who's got the courage and the time to listen. Because when we do that work, we are going to shine. And when we're shining, we inspire others. And when we inspire others, it's a rippling effect across the planet. And its time has come. And I am fearless, and I am pumped and motivated and ready
to serve and assist
any of you that are ready to stop the victim game. But I promise you, if you're going to work with a healer like myself, you need to be ready. You need to be ready to do your work and ready to hear truth. Because if you're not, I'm not the best healer for you. You're going to have to go find somebody that's just going to tell you what you want to hear, and you're going to stay stuck longer. But if you want quantum shifts in your life, and you want amazing change and transformation, then really have the courage and the time to go and connect with those who are here to help you, and to really listen to that wisdom. Because if you don't, and you just stay stuck where you are, feeling alone and unworthy, you've been there for so long. Like, dare to leave. It's like the Eminem 8 Mile. Like, he lived in that ghetto 8 Mile, and I love that song, Lose Yourself or whatever. And he's just like, that song's amazing. It's like, you got to step into that moment, and you got to claim it. And it's because you know you got to leave that damn ghetto life.
He's calling it forth, baby.
It's no longer serving you. And if each of us could have the courage to do that, think of what would be different on our planet. Because it's not about what everyone else is doing. It's about what are you doing. And if you're happy and you're in alignment, you know it. Like, if you're happy and you know it, you clap your hands. No, I'm just kidding.
Yes, that's what you do.
You're happy and you know if you're in alignment. And no one can give that to you. But there are many healers and teachers and leaders and filmmakers
clap
and
your hands and call it forth.
Inspire and guide the direction. And you need to actually listen and do that work. Which, honestly, I want to take work away. It's really not work. When you're in vibration,
not work at all.
And you're just releasing.
A lot of fun.
It's not work. It's the opposite of work.
Have a party.
It's not doing anything. It's being. It's allowing. It's shedding. It's releasing. It's letting go. And it sounds so productive of what you've been taught. Because all of you have been taught, if you want to be productive and responsible, go do something. And it's actually the opposite. The most amazing authors, their best work comes when they're being, and they're just in a meditative, reflective place in their imagination. And bam, that's when the inspiration comes. A healer's most amazing magic is when she's got a clear mind and she's channeling higher consciousness, and a healing happens and awareness is given. So it's not about making anything happen. And that's what we have to get away from as a society, is this need to go and make it happen and force it and push and do more work. The work that we're doing is exhausting us as a society, and it's time for us to tune in and to release all that sense of unworthiness. That's really what we need to do. So, we're 3 minutes over, so any other questions before we sign off?
One more comment.
All right.
Ron is saying, #1 fan.
The #1 fan.
He says, my lack is of myself. Not totally trusting that I am worthy of the most beautiful and connected woman that I have ever met. I am worried at times that I will mess it up, which causes my universe to support that. Then I mess something up. This feeling is clearing, but it does creep in at times.
Yes. And that's actually really great awareness. And I just salute Ron for speaking such truth, because that takes great courage to speak like that. And he and I have talked about that, and we're going to have another session soon for a clearing. But he has such awareness, and there's such a beauty in him. And in all of us, when we're in awareness and when we're not trying to protect what we know is out of alignment. And so for him to share that so honestly is beautiful, because it does take courage to be honest and say that we have fear, or that, you know, I'm afraid that I'm going to be abandoned, or I'm going to be rejected, or why do you even love me? Because there's that woundedness deep inside that some of us don't even know why it's there, but we have this, many of us have this deep abandonment stuff going on, or this inner child unworthiness, and we've got to clear that. And that is what, as a healer, what I am, my throat's like, that's what, as a healer, I am here assisting many souls with, is that in order for us to bring in what we're ready for, a clearing has to happen. Think of it kind of like you have an old rundown building in the city, but you have a dream of building this beautiful art museum, and it's just gorgeous, and you can see it in your mind, but there's that crappy old building that's fallen apart there, that's been, you know, no one can go there. It's all, I can't think of the word, but, you know, it's run down. And in order for that dream to come true, we sometimes need to clear that old building. We got to cut it down. We got to pull out all the rubble, remove all that, and then we can start building the new dream. So that's what goes on in us energetically. If we have a lot of fear or lack, a healer like myself can tune into that very quickly and see the energetic patterns. And then we can pull up that rubble and clear it out. And an amazing thing happens, because now we don't have all that clutter anymore. We've got a clear, open, like I used to call the Etch-a-Sketch, like we shake our Etch-a-Sketch clean. We have a clean foundation now to build upon. And it's so important that we do that clearing work first, so that we can do and build the dream. And Ron has done so much. I've been with him for a little over a year, and he has cleared so much. And I know and see the beauty in him. And I told him, you need to look at yourself. You need to see yourself the way I see you, the way Source sees you, because he's such a beautiful, loving, generous man, and such a sweetheart, and just the heart of gold. And I see that. And he still sees that there's something not of worth there. And so as he heals and clears that, he's going to more and more feel comfortable with being with someone of power. And that's why he and I can work, because he's so aware and he's working on that. If he wasn't, like in my past relationship, he was in a place of rejection and, you know, ego, and no one's going to tell me that I need to do anything and dominate me and push me into submission, then he and I wouldn't work out, because I'm done with that and I won't tolerate that anymore. And so each of us, we have to really do that clearing work and realize that we all have our days. Like there's days where I've lost my alignment when all this stuff was happening with my ex-husband and my son is hurting. I was crying and I was just like, what is the point? Like, I'm doing all this and what does it even matter? And I was crying. It was a dark night of the soul for me. And Ron came in and hugged me. He's like, don't you dare forget who you are. You are an amazing, powerful woman. He's like, you are going through so much and you are doing awesome. Like, do not let that darkness take you. And it was just like, whoa, he is amazing. And in that way, he helps support me so that I can be here and help and lead so many. And so I see that power in him that is behind the scenes. He's the wind beneath my wings. Anyways, so I think it's great that he shared that, because we all have that clearing work to do. I've had to do mine. He's doing his. Amnon's doing his wife's doing hers. Like, we're all doing this. And some of us are facing it and we're clearing it, and it's really just like buoys coming to the surface and then let them float away. Don't think of it like work. Think of it as, I just need to tune in and have awareness and then set things free. And that is really simple. And really, evolution can be very simple. Everything's a choice. We choose struggle because of our thoughts, our belief systems, and then our actions. Or we choose ease because of our thoughts and our belief systems and our actions. So I encourage you all to choose the space of ease, to go with life, go with the flow, and really love each other and really be vulnerable with each other and have truth and integrity and realize that you're spiritual warriors that have come here to awaken. None of you came here to submit. None of you came here to be pushed around and to be dominated. And many of you have been, but none of you came here to live